Hello everyone, this is Terry Chang, and today I'm going to introduce uh, introduction to integers. The first things we'll learn in this chapter is locate positive and negative numbers on the number line. So first of all, have you ever experienced a temperature below zero? If so, then you're already familiar with negative numbers. A negative number is a number that is less than zero. So for example, -1 degree Fahrenheit, which is 1 degree below zero. And a minus sign is shown before a number to indicate that it is a negative. So in the picture on the right, you can see -20 degree Fahrenheit, which is uh, -20 below the zero. And another example is a submarine, which is 500 feet, which is descend to a depth of 500 feet, which its position would be then -100 feet. So the counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just continue on the number line are all positive. And we could add a plus sign before a positive number, such as like +2 or +3, so we know it is positive. And now we need to extend that number line to include negative numbers. So we mark several units to the left of 0, which is negative, to keep the intervals the same width as those on the positive side. So we label the marks with negative numbers, starting with -1, 2, and -3, and so on. So we know that the number in the left of 0 is like 0 minus 1, which is -1, 0 minus 2 is -2, and just continue. So now you can try to plot the numbers on the number line, 3, -3, and -2. Just remember, if there is a minus sign before the number, it's negative. You can draw this on a white paper or just I'll give you 30 seconds to answer this. Okay, so the answer is for number 3, it's 3 after 0 in the right, which is positive. -3 is in the left, which is negative, and -2 is also in the left, which is negative. We can use the number line to compare and order positive and negative numbers. Going from left to right, the number increases in the value, and going from right to left, the number decreases in the value. So from here we can know that +3 is definitely bigger than -2 or -3. Just as we did with positive numbers, we can use inequality symbols to show the ordering of positive and negative numbers. So just remember that we use the notation a is greater than b. Oh, sorry, this is less than. A is less than b when a is to the left of b on the number line. And we write a is greater than b when a is to the right of b on the number line, which is shown from the numbers 3 and 5 in the picture below this one. 3 is definitely smaller than 5, so we can say 3 is less than 5, and 5 is greater than 3. So order each of the following pairs of numbers using is greater than or less than or greater than. For this one, I'll give you like 20 seconds to answer. Okay, I think time's up. For the first one is 14 is greater than 6, and for the second one, 9 -1 is less than 9, and for the third one, -1 is greater than -4, because for a negative, the number that is far from 0 will be smaller, and for number 4, 2 is greater than -20, because 2 is positive and -20 is negative. And again, you can try one more to just fill in the blank. Edge is less than 13. Again, I'll give you 20 seconds to answer it. Okay, for the first one, edge is less than 13, and second one, 3 is greater than -4. And for the third one, -5 is less than -2, and 9 is greater than -21. Next, find opposite. On the number line, the negative number are a mirror image of the positive numbers with 0 in the middle, because the number 2 and -2 are the same distance from the 0, so they are called opposite. So for example, -2 and 2. 0 is as the mirror between them, so the distance from 0 to 2 is 2. 0 to -2 is also 2, so they are opposite. And same with 3 and -3. So now you can try to find the opposite of each number. This one is really easy, so I'll just give you an answer. For the first one, it's -7. Just add a minus in front of it, which is having 7 numbers between just 0 to 7 is 7, and 0 to -7 is also 7, and 10 is the same. Next, opposite notation. Just as the same word in English can have different meaning, the same symbol in the algebra can have different meanings too. So the specific meaning becomes clear by looking at how it's used. You have seen the symbol minus or negative in 3 different ways. For example, 10 minus 4. Between two numbers, the symbol indicates the operation of subtraction, which is 10 minus 4. And for the symbol in front of the number, it's just negative, so -8. And also we can read it as opposites of opposite of x. And here we have 2 signs. If you got 2 symbols before a number, so for example, the opposite of -2, which is actually just 2. We will learn this later. So now you can try to simplify these 3 numbers. For this one, I'll give you 20 seconds to answer it. Okay. The answer is 6, 1, and 5. Just as I said before, the opposite of -6 will be 6, and the opposite of -1 will be 1. Opposite of -5 will be 5. So you can see that it's -6. That -6 is the opposite of 6, and the opposite of negative 6 will be the opposite of 6, so which is 6. Next, simplify expression with absolute value. We saw the numbers such as 5 and negative 5 are opposites because they are the same distance from 0 on the number line. They are both 5 units from 0, and the distance between 0 and any number on the number line is called the absolute value of that number. So the symbol of absolute value is two vertical lines on either side on a number. So that absolute value of 5 is written as this. And the absolute value of negative 5 is written as this one. So the picture below shows that negative 5 is 5 units from 0. So absolute value of negative 5 is 5. Here's a definition of absolute value. The absolute value of a number is its distance from 0 on the number line. So the absolute value of a number n is written as this one. And absolute value of n will be greater than or equal to 0 for all numbers. Now you can try to simplify absolute number of 12 and absolute value of negative absolute value of negative 28. This one will be a little bit tricky, but I think it's not too hard to answer. I'll give like 10 seconds to answer it. Okay, answer will be 12 and 28. Wait, sorry, this one should be negative 28, not 28. It's a typo. But so we can see now, absolute number of 12 is definitely 12, and absolute value of negative 28 will be 28. But there is a negative sign in front of the absolute value of negative 28, so which is actually negative 28. It's a typo on number 2. Next, fill in the symbol like greater than or less than or equal for each of the following. Absolute value of negative 9 and negative of absolute value of negative 9. For this fourth question, I'll give like 30 seconds to answer it. Okay, the first one is greater than, so we know that absolute value of negative 9 is greater than negative or absolute value of negative 9. This one will be 9, and this one will be negative 9, so we know 9 is greater than negative 9. And this one will be negative 2, so 2 is greater than negative 2. This one will be 8, so negative 8 is less than 8. This one will be negative 5, and this one is negative 5, so it's equal. Next, simplify absolute value of 12 minus 9, and simplify 3 times absolute value of negative 6. And if you have time after, I will give like 30 seconds. If you have time after it, you can try to find the absolute value of 9 minus 12. So for these 3 questions, guys, 30 seconds. Okay, so for the first one is 3, because 12 minus 3 is 3. For the second one is 18, not negative 18, because we know that negative 6 in the absolute value is 6. And for the one I asked you, the absolute value of 9 minus 12, which is also 3, because 9 minus 12 is negative 3 and the absolute value is 3. Okay, the end. Thank you for listening.